Welcome to another episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. I'm your brother, Old God from Hip Hop News Uncensored. And sitting across from me is my co-host.
What up, y'all? It's your man Sam. Viral Hip Hop News. We're in the building for a special episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. In the building this evening, IBF Super Middleweight Champion Caleb Plant. Brother, how you doing this afternoon?
Man, I'm doing good. Appreciate you guys having me on.
Nah, man, the pleasure is all ours. So obviously everyone's out here dealing with the COVID-19 situation. I know one of my first questions I wanted to ask you was how that was affecting training in the fights, but obviously you're sitting in the gym right now. So don't look like it's affected too much, but how has the situation, the pandemic, affected training, affected the upcoming fight schedule? I know you were slated for a couple fights in spring. How has that affected everything?
I think no matter big or small, I think everybody's suffering in some way, whether it's they can't get to work or they can't, get their kids to daycare or whatever it may be. We're all suffering, some are struggling more than others, but we're all kind of, going through something. But as you see, I've been training and I've been in the gym for a couple of weeks now, really, and been working. I got a nice gym at home as well. So I've been trying to stay on that, stay on my runs and just, stay as disciplined as I can, because I feel like, a lot of times in life, we always talk about how we don't have time to do this. We don't have time to do that. But right now that's all we have is time. So, I'm trying to come out the other side of this thing, better than when I came in.
Powerful. Can you take us back just a little bit, and let us know how you got started in boxing, at what age, and who were some people that you looked up to that convinced you to get started in boxing?
Yeah, I started competing when I was 9. And my father is who introduced me to the sport. He fought when he was younger, so it's pretty natural for him to want to, open that door for me as well, and have me do it. And we didn't have a whole lot, but you don't have to have fancy things, the most extravagant things that make your dream come true. You start in one spot every day. You wake up, put a foot in front of the other, and eventually you get there. And you asked some of my favorites. I watch people like James Toney. I like Meldrick Taylor, Terry Norris, Hector Camacho, Floyd, Andre Ward, Muhammad Ali, of course, Sugar Ray Leonard. Those are a couple of the people that I really watch. Roberto Duran, really try to take things from their game and, add it to mine.
Dope. You talked about James Toney being one of your favorites. I've seen that you got an opportunity to work with James Toney. I remember him back in the day, them legendary talks and battles with him and Roy Jones Jr. That was the dude back in the day. Talk about that experience, getting to work with somebody that you looked up to in James Toney.
His brother Otis, me and him and my wife Jordan are cool with him, and he brought James to the gym one day, and he just took a couple minutes to show me a couple of things, and he watched my videos, really liked what I had going on. He liked my style. He said he seen a little bit of me in his style, so that was cool. And but yeah, it was just cool to be, a couple feet away from a legend, complimenting your style, complimenting what you got going on, and also teaching you some things that you can add to it. So it was a blessing, something I'll remember forever.
Is there anybody on your list that you want to, fight right now that's in your weight class? It's like, somebody that you want to get on the card with you.
That I want to fight or.
Yeah.
David Benavidez, he's out there. Canelo's obviously out there. You got a couple of people that you've been calling out and you've been waiting for. Who's next?
I really want a unification fight with David Benavidez. He's got the WBC belt. I got the IBF belt. And we both advised by Al. I'm my own promoter. He's got a promoter. But I feel like that's a fight that we can definitely make happen. We're both young. We're probably the two youngest in the division. And but I need that belt. So
I could dig it. Talk about what happened with Canelo. Now, a lot of people gave you criticism months back for calling out of the fight, but I know it was a very short notice kind of call. Can you explain that for the people who don't know?
Yeah. I fought February 15th, and then in the post-fight press conference, not even, 30 minutes after I get out of the ring, they said, one of the interviewers said, Canelo doesn't have a fight for May 2nd. Is that something that you would be interested in? And I said, no, I just got out of the ring. I'm going to take some time off, and I'll be back in September. And, so they ran with that and tried to turn it to a story. Oscar and his people never even reached out. It was a secondary person on their team who reached out to a person on my team, and we said we're fighting in September. So that was really all there was. No money was offered. I'm not trying to price myself out. And I think for people who know about boxing and know boxing, what I was trying to get rest from is not from the fight. People said, oh, well, the fight wasn't even tough. It wasn't even close. But I don't need rest from the fight. Anybody who knows anything about boxing knows you got to rest from training camp, all the miles you put in. You know, the goal is to hit 120 rounds for every world title fight in sparring. And most fighters put in over 120 rounds. So you got to rest from sparring. You got to rest from the miles. You got to rest from, being abstinent for 8 weeks. You got to, either you're making weight, just to rest mentally. And I know they said, well, look what Andy Ruiz did to Anthony Joshua. He took a fight on late notice. And but the thing is Andy Ruiz had not solidified himself as a world-class fighter. He was not a world champion. He was just, in the middle of the stack, and he got an opportunity to come in late. And Anthony Joshua overlooked him. But as you see, that wound up to be a fluke too. So I'm not going to rush myself or put myself in a situation or position where, that's unfair. I'm a world-class fighter. They say Canelo is the best in the world. Why would he not give the person that he's fighting adequate time to prepare? And so if he wants to take advantage of somebody, he'll have to go get, an over-the-top guy, over-the-hill guy, or, a young prospect or something like that. He can't fool, a world champion.
Now, obviously, you're looking for Benavidez for the next fight. You want to unify those titles, and not to look past that. Obviously, that's a tough fight in itself. Is Canelo obviously the next pick? Him being the king of the hill in the middleweight division, or the most popular, most notable?
Absolutely, and we don't have to wait till I fight David to fight neither. We can fight in September. I just said I'm not fighting in May.
Right.
So people like to, change words and put words in people's mouth. I can fight in September. I'm ready whenever. But you're not going to rush me into, taking a couple weeks off after an 8-week training camp and 5 and 6 weeks pre-camp, and then 4 or 5 weeks of, training before that. So, but yeah, we can get it going in September if he wants.
Now, you speak on September. Are you confident in a fight happening in September, even given all the situations, everybody in your camp and everybody in your circle are kind of giving you notice, whether it be fans in the crowd or not, that a fight in September will happen?
Well, I know he likes to fight in September and May. So, I was just saying September if Canelo wanted to fight. But sometimes September, October is when I'm going to fight regardless.
Word.
Sometime in the fall. So if everything goes right, that's me speaking in in a perfect world. I know we got a lot going on that we got to get past and stuff. So in a perfect world, hopefully we can get things back going, in the fall sometime.
Yeah, that'd definitely be perfect. I want to ask a question from Jonathan Cates. He said, can you ask him who he think his toughest fight was thus far?
Toughest fight thus far?
Yeah.
I would have to say it was my world title fight. I stepped up, fought for a world title with only 17 fights. I was fighting a guy who was 27-2. He had just knocked out Andre Durrell twice in a row, and had a lot of momentum. Not really anybody calling his name out to fight him. Jose Uzcategui, and the guy who was actually the title holder actually vacated it so that he wouldn't have to fight him. And then Jose was boosted to world champion, and but I had to go make sure that belt got to its rightful owner. So
absolutely, there's a video. I don't know if this is you or not on YouTube. And it's supposed to you fighting some guy. Is that even you? Or is that just like a hoax? Like the guy pulled the knife out?
I don't know nothing about it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's been a couple situations in my life that I haven't been able to, get away from. Mm-hmm. Some people, you try to mind your business. Some people won't let you mind your business, and it goes to something else. And but that's not really something I condone or I'm proud of or anything like that. But at the same time, I'm not gonna be harassed by nobody, so I had to handle my business.
I could dig it. You fight with a chip on your shoulder. You're a boxer from Ashland, Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, Ashland said, yep.
Talk about the grind going from Ashland, Tennessee to a middleweight champion of the world, the process that it had to take. I don't know too many boxers out of that area other than yourself. So just talk about that grind and that process if you don't mind.
Yeah, where I'm from, Ashland City, real rural. I'm from the country, and there's not even really like a boxing culture there. we was the first ones to even open up a little gym. We didn't have a ring on the floor. We had a tape on the floor marked off in a box, and people would stand around it when you sparred so that it didn't even have ropes. You know what I'm saying? It was just tape on the ground. We had one heavy bag hanging from the ceiling. And, like I said earlier, you really don't need a whole lot of fancy things if you really got your mind made up on what you want to do and what you want to become and where you want to go. So, me and my dad, we had a vision, we had a dream, and, we knew we was going to make it happen. I remember I would be in middle school, signing my autograph on a piece of paper, filling it up on the front and the back, and the teacher come around and be like, man, what are you doing? You're supposed to be – I'm like, man, I'm going to be famous one day. I'm going to be a world champion. And, they roll their eyes at me and kind of yeah me. And now they was at my fight, at the Bridgestone, my last fight back home in Tennessee, cheering me on. So
I got my last question for you will be the CTE, in the NFL and boxing. Is that thought ever in the back of your mind? Like, people who take a lot of hits to their head, and you've seen people like Muhammad Ali and other people who have suffered. Do you ever think about that, just in your career at all?
I mean, I've thought about it, but I don't want to get to thinking about it too much right now, because it's like, and they even have a hospital out here in a place out here in Vegas where you can go get checked out for all that stuff. But it's like, if I have it, I'm not going to quit. You feel me? So the only thing at that point it would do would mess with my mind. So, after I'm done, I'll go get checked out and stuff like that. But I'm not really someone who takes a whole lot of hits or a lot of punishment. If you ever see me fight or watch my fight, I ain't too worried about the CTE. I'm more worried about the corona.
Right. You do your thing in there, man. I got a couple more questions, and then we'll let you get up out of here. We know you're busy training and things like that. Appreciate having you on. Kind of piggyback off of that question that old guy just dropped. What's next, or where do you see the ceiling for Caleb Plant? A lot of boxers say, all right, I'm a box till I'm 30. I'm a box till I'm 32. Do you have a set number where you're going to go in the ring and be like, nah, I'm done? Or is it like sky's the limit? You out here, Bernard Hopkins, with it?
I mean, I have somewhat of a plan put together of an exit time. But, I'm not really too focused on that. I'm focused on now what's in front of me. I'm just now getting to the prime of my career. I'm 27. I only got 20 fights, and things are looking good. So, like I said, if we can get past this whole corona thing, the sky's the limit, really. But maybe like 35, 36, 37 in a perfect world. But, if I'm still cooking at, 35, then watch out.
Dope. Weight division. Do you see yourself moving out of the super middleweight division eventually if everything is all said and done? Do you want to stay there and kind of be the king of the hill? What's aspirations as far as that goes?
Right now I'm not moving nowhere. I'm going to stay at 168. I'm going to stay at super middleweight. And like I said, I've solidified myself as a world-class champion. So I don't have to run anywhere. I don't have to go look for it. We can make it happen right where I'm at. And, one day I'll move up to 175. It's not like I can stay at 168 forever. But until then, I'm going to be right here at 168. And even when all the middleweights move up, I'm going to still be here waiting on them too. So I make weight easy.
Dope.
Yeah, powerful, man. Well, that's all I got on my side. If you got anything else, we definitely appreciate you taking a quick 15 minutes out of your time to interview with us. Like I said, you're doing your thing. Much respect to you and what you're doing. Much luck, in the future as well.
Thank you.
And if you don't mind, drop your handles where everybody can find you. And let them know that next fight, September, May, spring, whenever it's coming. Not May, obviously. Shit, we still locked down. Who's coming? Who's next for Caleb Plant? Let them know lastly.
You can follow me on Instagram at Caleb Plant, on Twitter at what is it? Sweet Hands Boxing. Sweet Hands Boxing. Yeah. I always forget my Twitter name. And but yeah, nothing set in stone yet, because we're still waiting on everything. But, tune in, hit the follow button. We got a lot of cool things going on. I got a 1964 Super Sport Impala that'll be done. I redid the whole thing, the engine, the interior, the paint, new glass, everything. I'm going to be posting that up here soon. I'm picking it up today. So y'all stay tuned, man. A lot of cool stuff coming.
Definitely.
Hey, man, well, we appreciate you, man. Appreciate your time having you on. Good luck in the future. Keep us posted with everything you got going on. And when you do set up that fight, come on the platform, man. We love to talk to you about it.
Let's get it. For sure, man. Thank you, man. Y'all, God bless and stay safe.
Appreciate you. You too, man.
Peace. Definitely. Now, Jonathan Cates, he did answer that in the beginning about his him starting boxing. I know you want me to ask that question, but yeah, man.
9 years
another
old.
Great interview.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Appreciate what that brother's doing in the ring right now. I don't see him losing no time soon at all, man.
It's a loaded division, man. David Benavidez isn't going to be easy. Canelo is going to be a hell of a fucking fight. But I like the brother, the look in his eye. He's hungry. He's ready, man. And it's going to be exciting.
Definitely. With that being said, man, we're going to get out of here. Today, another episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. If you're listening on the podcast, hit the 5-star rating, YouTube as well. Smash the like button. Share this video with a friend, man. We are, expanding our portfolio.
Let's
sports, boxing, hip hop. We do it all over here. We're not just in one box. But yeah, man, that's all I got on this side, Sam. Man, we got another interview after this, so we're gonna pipe it down and get back to it.
Indeed, man. Real quick, shout out to Jay Mozentov, 4 p.m. Y'all go ahead and get your popcorn ready. Hit that notification bell because we will be live once again in a little over an hour.
Yeah,
with that great interview. Like Ogad said, man, hip hop, music, sports, comedy, you name it, we in it. It's Hip Hop Uncensored podcast in the building. Same man, Viral Hip Hop News, Ogad Hip Hop News Uncensored. Over and out. Peace.